Most people think becoming a great leader is all about hard work and ambition. But what if I told you that 85% of leadership potential is wasted before it even starts? Shocking, right? Research shows that over half of employees don't trust their leaders, and nearly 70% of leaders feel lonely in their roles. This disconnect is one of the main reasons people never reach true leadership greatness. What's stopping you from becoming the leader you're meant to be? It's not just about skills or experience. It's about understanding the hidden factors that hold you back. In this video, we'll uncover 6 powerful truths about leadership that most people don't talk about. You'll learn why self-doubt is secretly killing your potential, why control is a trap, and why you might be feeling lonely at the top. These aren't things you'll find in typical leadership books. So, stay tuned and discover why most people never become great leaders, and what you can do to avoid their mistakes. The truth might just surprise you. Chapter 1. The silent killer of leadership potential. Self-doubt. Self-doubt is the most silent leadership killer, but it's one of the most common reasons people don't reach their full potential. Research shows that nearly 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their career. It's a feeling that you're not good enough, even when you are. High achievers, like famous entrepreneurs and CEOs, are often no exception. They too wrestle with feelings of inadequacy, yet they overcome it by turning self-doubt into a driving force. Leaders who face this don't let it control them. They learn to embrace it and use it to fuel their growth. Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, talks about how his self-doubt used to cripple him, but he learned to act first, think later, to push through it. The key is not eliminating doubt, but managing it. Recognizing that you don't have to be perfect to lead is a major step in unlocking true leadership potential. If you're stuck in self-doubt, remember the world's greatest leaders often doubted themselves too, but they acted anyway. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Control. Why great leaders? Let go. Great leaders don't need to control everything. They empower others to take ownership. Research by Gallup shows that organizations with high employee engagement outperform others by 21% in profitability. This highlights the importance of delegation and trust. Many aspiring leaders believe that being in charge means making every decision. But the truth is, the best leaders build teams where decision-making is shared. As leadership coach Marshall Goldsmith says, the most effective leaders are those who create other leaders. You can't be everywhere, so trust your team and let go of the need for control. Successful leaders know their job is to focus on vision and strategy, not micromanagement. Jeff Bezos is known for making high-level decisions and letting his team handle the details. By giving others responsibility, you're not just delegating tasks, you're shaping a culture of trust and empowerment. Chapter 3. From Leader to Legend, the Power of Personal Myth-Making. Great leaders don't just lead, they craft their story. They understand that how they're perceived is just as important as what they do. In his book Leaders Eat Last, Simon Sinek talks about the importance of trust and stories in leadership. When you tell your own story, you shape your identity as a leader. Think of Steve Jobs. He didn't just build products, he built a narrative of innovation and change. This storytelling skill isn't just for marketing, it's a tool for leadership. Leaders who can master their personal narrative inspire others to follow. Research also shows that people are more likely to trust and follow leaders who share a compelling story of struggle and success. When you craft a personal myth, you give others a reason to believe in you and your vision. Every successful leader has faced adversity, but it's the story of how they overcame it that makes them stand out. If you're enjoying these leadership insights, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more tips on how to unlock your leadership potential. Chapter 4. The Loneliness of Leadership. The Invisible Price of Greatness. One of the hidden costs of leadership is loneliness. Studies show that more than 60% of leaders report feeling isolated, despite their position. This loneliness of leadership is often a byproduct of the responsibility leaders carry. You're the one making decisions, and not everyone will agree with you. As leadership expert John C. Maxwell writes in The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, leadership is lonely. The higher you go, the fewer people there are with whom you can truly relate. But this isolation isn't a reason to retreat. In fact, it's a sign of growth. Being a leader means sometimes having to walk a solitary path. The key is finding ways to manage this loneliness, whether by building a trusted inner circle or finding moments for personal reflection. Leaders like Winston Churchill famously spent long hours alone, contemplating strategies and decisions. This solitude allowed them to think deeply and stay focused on the bigger picture. Understanding and accepting this loneliness can help leaders stay grounded and resilient when the weight of leadership feels heavy. Chapter 5. The most dangerous leadership myth: thinking you've arrived. A common myth is that once you reach a certain position, you've arrived. This mindset is one of the most dangerous traps a leader can fall into. Growth isn't a destination, it's a continual journey. A study by McKinsey & Company found that leaders who stop growing their skills plateau and eventually lose their edge. The idea of arrival can make leaders complacent, but the best leaders always seek to improve. Bill Gates, despite being a billionaire, continues to learn and evolve, never thinking he's done. Great leaders know that their success is a result of continuous learning and adaptability. The truth is, leadership isn't about reaching a final level of greatness. It's about maintaining that drive for improvement. As author Carol Dweck writes in Mindset, the passion for stretching yourself and sticking to it, even when it's not going well, is the hallmark of the growth mindset. By adopting a growth mindset, leaders avoid the trap of thinking they've reached the peak, instead, seeing each new challenge as a stepping stone. Chapter 6. Leadership DNA: why most people don't have it, and how you can develop it. Some people believe that leadership is something you're either born with or you're not. But the truth is, leadership is a skill that can be developed. Research shows that emotional intelligence, EQ, is more important to leadership success than IQ. Leaders with high EQ are better at understanding and managing their own emotions, as well as those of others. This ability is something anyone can cultivate, and it's a major part of what I call leadership DNA. Studies from the Center for Creative Leadership suggest that emotional intelligence contributes to 70% of leadership effectiveness. Leaders with high EQ tend to be more adaptable, resilient, and able to communicate effectively under pressure. The good news is that emotional intelligence isn't fixed. It can be learned through practice, reflection, and feedback. If you want to be a great leader, focus on developing these emotional skills. Books like Emotional Intelligence 2.0 offer practical tips for improving your EQ, and those who do see immediate improvements in their leadership ability. Leadership DNA isn't something you're born with. It's something you create through your actions and mindset. Before you go, make sure to subscribe for more leadership tips and strategies to keep you ahead of the game. Keep developing your leadership DNA. It's a skill everyone can learn.